Please rise.
Everyone, please be seated.
Yeah, maybe tell you what part. Yes. Okay. Yeah. It's fine. Yes, if there's anything, any side of it. Yeah, we found your son. He's deceased. Oh God, no. He was found on the shore. No. Sorry, you lost. You can't tell me this. I'm sorry, sir. My best friend. I love him so much. What happened? Well, that's what we're trying to find out right now, okay? Where was he? He was found along the shoreline. The shoreline of what? The river? Oh, God. Or did he drown? What's that? Did he drown? Well, we don't know that this time. That's what we're trying to find out. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. What do I do? What do I do? Where's my bike? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No. I know this is... Where did I find it? I was just out there. Where did he find it? We don't know that. There are a lot of questions that we need answers to. We need your help to find out. Yes, sir. Okay? I don't think anything. I know this is very difficult for you right now. All right? Well, we need to find out what happened last night as far as, how the night progressed, okay? Okay. All right? Cool. You need a moment? I have anxiety attack. You need some water or anything? Water, yeah. Okay. Deep breath. Take a minute and, try to breathe. I can't. I know, this is my mistake. It's very hard. Last night, my sister texted me asking me if she can give him a bath. They just got their tub recently refinished. My sister was getting it herself. And I said, yeah, that's fine. I brought him over there. They gave him a bath. And when they brought him back to my house, I said to him, what time do you bring him back? They said 8:30. Okay. I said, okay. Around 8:30, I went over to their house. My parents said, my dad was there, and he said, no, they left. So I called my mom, she said she was at my house. I was like, okay. I went back to my house, they left themselves in, she went upstairs, and my mom and my sister stayed with me for 20 minutes, until about 8:50. Okay. And we were just sitting there talking, and then they left. I read him his bedtime stories. I was reading 3 books before I let him go down to bed. Okay. I read him, the first book was Turtle the Turtle, and then Go the Places You'll Go, and then it was the Lorax. Okay. And then I said, no, it's time to go to bed. And he went into his bedroom, and I didn't know, I gave him a pillow, he said, no, I don't want it. And I took his pillow, and I put it on the side. So I gave him his blanket, laid it down, and I heard him battling in the other room like he normally does before he goes to bed. Mm-hmm. And in the morning, I go to my room, I'm trying to talk to my girlfriend, she goes to bed, and I'm still trying to communicate with her, trying to call her and all this, and I didn't get a hold of her anymore. She went to bed, she lives in New York, she goes to university there, so I went to bed. I wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, I just go to check on him, he's not there, and I start freaking out, looking around for him, and I call the cops. Okay. That's all the information I have right now. I want to back up real quick. Yes, sir. You said your son went to your sister's house. Where did she go? On Virginia Avenue, right down the street from me. What's the address? 22 Virginia Avenue. What's her name? Sarah Creato. Sarah Creato? Yes. Okay. She is like a mother to him almost. He's with her a lot. She's like my main babysitter, and she's... Okay. Now, who stays at Sarah's house? My parents. Your parents? What's their names? Lisa and David. Okay. Now, how often does your son go to your sister's house? He goes there pretty regularly. Like, not regular. Like, I have him Monday through Wednesday and every other weekend. And I always bring him by to visit. My mom watches him for me a lot when I'm going out with my friends. Okay. Or that kind of stuff. So he's over there pretty often. Okay. Now, who do you live with besides you and your son? Anyone else? It's just me and him. Okay. My girlfriend comes and stays with me a few days on the weekends. Okay. What about her new mother? What's her name? Samantha. Where does she stay? She stays with her parents on Merrick Avenue. On Merrick Avenue? Yes. Okay. How close is that relation to your house? It's a couple, that's maybe a mile. Maybe a mile? It's in Haddon Township? Yes. And how long have you been living at your apartment that you're staying at right now? 45 months. I've lived there since April 1st. Okay. And where'd you live previously? In Brooklyn. In Brooklyn? Okay. What's your custody arrangement with you? We don't do anything with the court. We were doing everything, we were just getting along, just us. And I would get him, so I would pick him up from school on Monday. Okay. I would have him all day Monday. I would take him to school. Well, I would pick him up around 5 o'clock when I got done work on Monday. I would have him all night. I would take him to school in the morning, go to work, pick him up from daycare again Tuesday. He's with me all day Tuesday. Then I drop him off again Wednesday, and then Sam will pick him up Wednesday, and she has him throughout the weekend, or if it's my weekend, I would have him throughout the weekend. Okay. So you guys alternate? Yeah. Okay. Did you see her? Are you guys married still? No, we were just dating, and just dating. We were together for 7 years. Okay. The relationship didn't work out. We got broken up over a year ago, but we get along now. We have no problems with each other. We communicate. We just try to make the best out of the situation. Okay. Did you see her yesterday? No. Samantha at all? Did you see her? Yes, I did see her yesterday. What time? Yesterday I went to pick him up from her house. How old is her? I know this is difficult for you, but I want to get your timeline yesterday so we can figure this out. Okay, so yesterday, do you work right now? Yes, I work with my dad. Okay. I went to work with my dad. What time did you leave from work? I left at about, I want to say 7:30 in the morning. I went to his house. Okay. We went to 3 different customers' houses. Yeah. Oh, we went to 3 different customers' houses, like 2 in Pennsylvania and 1 in North Jersey. What do you guys do?
Oh, we're window roofing and siding.
Okay.
And it's my dad's company, he owns it, and they're having problems right now. I was helping him, we're just fixing some services from some previous customers.
Yeah.
So I said to my dad on the way home, let's go pick up, I wanted to pick him up because Sam had him yesterday because it was Columbus Day. They didn't have school yesterday, so it was off.
So yeah, she was off. I'm sorry, so she was watching.
No, Sam was watching.
Sam was watching him while you were at work.
And
what time? How did she pick him up before?
She already had him. She picked him up yesterday Sunday around 1 o'clock.
So she picked him up Sunday, and then she had him into Monday.
Yes.
Okay. Who had your son yesterday besides your Samantha?
So Sam had him. My mom and my sister had him for a little bit, and then I had him.
Okay. So Sam had your son over the weekend. Okay, and then she drops him off to your parents' house.
Let's drop him off to me. At 5:45 yesterday, I went to her house with my dad to pick them up. They wanted their basement redone. Sam was thinking about moving down there, and to her parents' basement. They wanted to be finished. So my dad went there to measure some things in her basement. I went out to the car with Brendan. We went home. I spent some time with him, and then brought him over because my sister said she wanted to take a bath with him, or take him a bath in the new tub or whatever. So I brought him over there, and then he came back to my house, and then
that's when you had him in your. Sure. I haven't been in your apartment. What's the layout of your apartment?
You walk in. There's the living room. There's a door right there, and there's the bedroom, and the bathroom's right there.
Okay. Is it one or two beds?
It's one bedroom.
So where's your son stay?
The living room is his bedroom.
Okay. Is it like a couch? Is it a pull-out couch? What do you have?
It's a couch. She used to have a pull-out couch, but it broke, and I couldn't afford it, so I just had this couch for him. And he was sleeping on the couch.
Okay. All right. So you picked your son up from your sister's house. At what time again?
I went there to my parents' house at 8:30.
Okay.
I took my sister, so she'd bring by around 8:30. I decided to go there again before they brought him over. But then instead they came over while I was at their house. My dad said, oh, they left. So I called my mom, and she was already at my house. They let themselves in.
Okay.
They went up to my apartment and were waiting for me. I went back, and they were up there.
Okay. So so your mom's there with your son. Okay. What time do you get your son to bed?
9:30.
9:30.
The stories were up like 8:50, almost 9 o'clock, I would say. I read his 3 stories,
Okay.
and I put him to bed.
Okay. After you put him to bed, what do you do next?
I went into my bedroom. I had the laptop open because there was some TV, but I decided not to watch it. I just closed it, put it down. I was like, trying to talk to my girlfriend, and then I decided to go to bed.
What time did you talk to your girlfriend?
I was trying to remember that exactly. My girlfriend, I was talking to her probably around 8:30. We were just like texting, saying goodnight and stuff. She said she was going to bed early. She had a math test in the morning. I thought it was weird she was going to bed at like 8:30 though.
Okay.
And then I kept trying to get a hold of her later that night because I just talked to her because I was just getting nervous that she was like talking to this other guy down at school. So I just kept trying to call her over and over again just to get a hold of her.
Okay.
And then I went to bed.
How long have you been dating her?
Like 4 or 5 months.
5 months?
Yeah.
How's your relationship?
It's a good relationship. She doesn't really like the fact that I had a kid at all. She had a huge problem with the fact that I had a kid with another person.
Okay.
And she's always fighting with me, and she's always like, why just pay child support and not have to in your life? I'm like, I would never do that. He's my son. I love him. He's always going to be in my life. You guys go to my friend, you'll see all these messages where she's like, well, I'm like, I would never do that. And that's one thing that's been almost breaking us up is she doesn't want to, she doesn't want anything to do with him or ever be around him. Like, she won't hang out with me if I have him.
What's your girlfriend's name?
Joy Spensky. But she's in New York. She has no kid down here. She would never do it.
Spell her last name.
Spensky.
ENSKY. What's your phone number?
My phone's out there.
Okay. Well, we'll get it. And you said you've been with her for 4 months?
Yeah.
Okay. Is she living in New York?
Yeah. At Case University in a dorm room.
How old are you, sir?
I'm 22.
It's David, correct?
Yes.
Last name?
Creato.
Okay, date of birth.
6/29/93.
And she's 22. And your girlfriend's how old?
17.
17. Okay. And how about Samantha? What's her full name?
Samantha Ashley Donato.
What's her date of birth again?
September 24th, 93.
Okay, so that'd be the same age, 22.
Yeah.
How did you meet Julie?
Tinder and on my dating app.
Okay.
She lived in Easterville, Pennsylvania with her parents. We were talking over the summer. Then she went to her dorm room, lived to live in New York for her first semester there, and still been talking, and we've been going up and down with our relationship. It was going to work out because she's far away, and she doesn't want to be with me when I have my kid, and she doesn't like the fact that I have a kid. We've almost been breaking up over this a few times. You know.
When's the last time you saw her?
Last time I saw her was Monday morning.
Monday morning? Okay, and did she come down here, or do you go up there?
She came down here, she always comes down here. She takes the train down to Trenton, and I pick her up at Trenton. And then Monday morning, basically every Monday morning, I go and drop her off at the Trenton station.
Okay. So, how did you guys leave it one day? I mean, was she upset with you? Did you guys get along? Like,
we had a rough weekend in the beginning. We were arguing. We were really we basically did break up, and we decided not to get together. She was really upset that I had a kid with somebody else, and I still talk to my ex. She said she doesn't have something she could deal with being with me while I have this in my life. She didn't want that. She didn't want a relationship, but
how did that make you feel?
It makes me feel I didn't want to, it was making me not want to be with her either, because I love my son. He's always going to be in my life. I'm letting her know. It was like, he's always going to be part of my life. If you can't accept that, then you're going to have to move on. And
okay. So that's how you guys left it?
No, that's not how we left it. We were fighting. That was probably Friday night. We were fighting really bad about it. Saturday in the morning, we were still arguing, but we worked out. We had a very good weekend after that.
So you picked her up Friday?
She said, yeah, she agreed that we're not ready to break up yet. She doesn't want to be apart from me, and she wants to stay in this relationship until she feels it's time to leave. And we're fine after that.
Mm.
I wasn't getting any problems from her.
Okay. So that's she leaves Monday morning.
Yes.
Okay. What time did you take her to the train station?
We left around 5:45. We got there probably around 6:38, I would assume.
In the morning?
Yeah, in the morning. Because I take her before I go to work.
Okay. And you said your son was with your ex-girlfriend over the weekend?
He was with me this weekend, though.
He was with you? I thought you were Sunday he was with...
No, Sunday, Sam came up to pick him up around 1 o'clock from me.
Okay, well, that's important to know. Okay.
One of my best friends was visiting. He recently moved to New York with his girlfriend in upstate New York, a completely different part of New York. He was down visiting for the weekend, and I wanted to spend some time with him Sunday night. So I asked Sam if she would pick him up early on Sunday so I can hang out with my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And she picked him up around 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And my friend was over probably till about 10 o'clock at night. And
okay. All right. Now, so you put your son in bed around, you said, what, 9:30? And you were on the computer briefly?
the first moment I was like outside, I didn't want to watch TV on there, so I closed it.
Did you call your girlfriend at all around that time?
I was calling her around that time, yes.
Did you talk to her?
No, I don't know if I remember her just saying she was going to bed around 8:30, and we said our goodnights, and then I was trying to get hold of her a little bit later.
Okay.
I know she has a math test this morning, but she said she was going to bed early.
Okay. So after that, what happens next?
After I just go to bed.
Okay. You go to bed, what time you go to bed?
I probably went to bed, I would say probably until 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, you go to bed. Okay. Alright. You typically go to bed at 10 o'clock?
Yeah, we do.
You typically put your son to bed at 9:30?
Yeah, I keep it a strict bedtime.
Okay. Now, do you get up at all in the middle of the night at all for any reason?
Sometimes.
Okay.
I don't want to wake up.
Is that to the bathroom or check on your son? Like, what?
But yeah, so I'll go back and check on him sometimes. Last night I didn't wake up until about 6. I didn't wake up about 6 o'clock in the morning when I went to go check on him.
Okay. Do you typically get up in the middle of the night, or is it vary?
It varies.
It varies? Okay. Now, tell me about, did you lock the doors last night at the house?
I can't remember. My mom said she locked the bottom door as she was leaving. I feel like I locked the deadbolt, but I can't be certain I locked the deadbolt or not.
Okay. Has your son ever left the house on his own accord? Like,
No, he always, every time we leave the house, he says to me, Daddy, can I open the door? Daddy, can I open the door? I'm like, no, wait till I'm ready to leave. And then as soon as I'm ready, he'll keep asking me till I'm ready. As soon as I'm ready, I'm like, now you can open the door. And then he'll open the door and we'll go out.
okay. Is there any other exits in the house besides, like,
It's just that exit.
How about the windows? The windows go to the floor, are they high up?
They're high up on the second floor.
When you got up this morning, were your windows open or are they closed?
They were closed.
They were closed? Okay. Now, again, I haven't been to your apartment, but are you on the second story or first story? Second story? Now, is there a stairwell to get up to your...
There's a main door, you go upstairs, there's my apartment's right, and another apartment's to the left. You turn right, and there's my apartment.
How many apartments are there?
There's a lot of apartments in that door. I don't know how many exactly. I just know there's two, that door, that common door, there's only 2 apartments out of that, so. And there's nobody in the one across from me. It's a vacant apartment right now. I was just trying to rent it out. I think he's been showing it to people.
Okay. Alright. You saw your ex-girlfriend yesterday, you said?
Yes.
What time was that again?
It was around 5:45. I went to pick up Brendan. And then what happened was I had a check. My check I got from work. She needed money to pay his daycare.
Mm-hmm.
I got in about, my check was $400. I needed to pay for $100. And she went and cashed the check for me since the banks were closed. And she went and she came back and gave me my $300. She gave me the money slip to give to the school in the morning. And then she left.
Okay. How do you guys get along?
We get along perfectly fine.
Is there any issues regarding custody or anything like that?
No, not at all. Sometimes, like, I would say, like, we would change days. Like, sometimes, like, I had him this day, somebody should, like, I had him this day, and we would switch back and forth.
Okay.
We didn't have any problems with each other, though. We had a rough breakup. That was over a year ago. We got past it. We get along perfectly fine. She has a boyfriend who she gets along with.
Okay. So you guys are pretty good then?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, did anyone come over last night at all to your place?
No. Other than my mom and my sister.
Okay, anyone late night?
No.
Okay. When you got up in the morning, take me through that. You said you got up at 6 o'clock in the morning?
I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I had to go to the bathroom. The first thing I did was go out to look at his bed. I noticed he wasn't in his bed, so I was like, oh, he must put it on the floor, because he commonly would go on the floor behind the chair. So I looked on the floor, and I went behind the chair, and I noticed he wasn't there, and I started really panicking. So I ran outside, and I looked down the street, I looked down the street, so I called my mom. My mom said, call the cops. So I called the cops immediately.
What time did you call?
6:02. 6:02.
6:02.
I called my mom at 6:02, and I asked the cops at 6:02. I called Sam at 6:03.
Okay. So you called your mom at 6:02, and then shortly thereafter she told you to call the police?
Yeah. I said to her, I was like, should I call the police? She said, yeah. I called. I didn't know what to do.
Okay. And then you called your ex-girlfriend?
Yes.
After you called the police?
Yes.
What did you tell 911?
I said, my son is missing. I can't find him. I don't know where he is. And I'll hold me on the phone for a few minutes, and he said, we're going to send somebody out there. That was basically the phone call.
Okay. What did you do next?
I went outside. My mom came pulling up. She was like waiting there with me for the cops. The cops pulled up, and Sam pulled up, and then the search started.
Okay. Did you participate in the search, or what?
Yeah, I was around looking around. I was screaming his name. I was looking in bushes. I was looking everywhere I could. And I told the cops that one of the common places we walk to is we will either walk to my parents, or sometimes we like to take walks down the river.
Okay. Now, when you exit your street, where do you and your son walk along Cooper? Do you walk to the left towards Cuthbert, or do you walk?
When we go down to Cooper, okay, we walk up. There's all those trees, there's Edison Woods right there. We walk around and go through the big grassy field with the trees on both sides. We just take a look around and we walk back.
Okay. Now, let me draw something for you. Can I actually
Where was he found?
Well, I can tell you that in a couple minutes. Just let me pull up the map, okay? So I want you to tell me where you guys walked, okay? Alright? Just give me a second. Alright, Can we print the map off like that? We'll be right back. No.
here. Please. Please, someone. Please. Tell me this isn't real, please. Please tell me it's not real.
It's not real, man. It's not real. Unfortunately, your son was deceased. Again, I'm sorry, I can't imagine what you're going through right now. But I need you to answer a couple more questions first, all right? And okay, this is difficult for you. All right. Now, can you show us where you take your son on Cooper? Then you can draw X's for it as far as.
We walk down Cooper, and then I'll walk around and come back up this way.
Okay. Do you guys ever go down this way, or do you go down this way at all at any point in time?
No, I've never walked down there.
Okay. Never go down there? Okay.
I've only walked down this way like once or twice.
So basically, you're saying right in front of Cooper Street, like on Park? Right?
Yeah, I walk down Cooper and I walk back.
Okay.
And your house is at Virginia Cooper, correct?
Yes.
Can you put next where your house is?
So it may not go back quite that far.
Go back.
It's 2 blocks before this.
Okay.
You're not there?
All right. So,
This area, now take me through this here. At Cooper Street, and it comes down at South Park Drive. The street that crosses right there, you can probably just see it on the map. How do you get through that? I noticed you're on the grassy area here. So
It's all trees here. There's a big opening, and sometimes we'll walk in the opening. It's a big grassy field with trees on both sides. So I'll walk in here and then go back.
do you guys ever go to the water at all?
No.
Okay.
I'm only going down once or twice. I walked down that river.
when's the last time you did?
That's probably a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
More than anything, I go down to this area with my girlfriend. We all walk down here. She walked with us too, that one time.
A week ago.
Yeah.
Did your girlfriend walk with you, sir?
Yeah, me and her go down to this area a lot too.
But just the two of you?
Yeah, and sometimes we go up to Edison Woods.
Were you about to say another time?
There's several times I go there with my girlfriend. I go there a lot with my girlfriend, but only a few times with
And
friends.
the very last time you were down there with him was a week ago?
Yeah, I feel like about a week ago. But
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Back to when you noticed your son was missing. Okay. Now, you say he sleeps on the couch. Is there a pillow, blanket? What do you have there for him?
there's a pillow and a blanket. He said he didn't want the pillow. I put the pillow to the side. He just had the blanket.
Okay. Now, where do you look in the house? Like, where do you look when you first notice him missing?
Where do I look?
Yeah, where do you
It's a small room. I just look on the floor behind the one chair I have inside. Sometimes you will go and see behind the chair.
Okay. Did you go outside and look for him?
Yes, I went outside.
Where did you look for him outside?
I just went up and down the street, just looked up and down, like down Virginia and down Cooper, and then I noticed he was in my car. I immediately called my mom, was the first person I called, and then the cops.
Okay, so you said you went down Cooper?
I didn't go too far. I didn't go like past my apartment. I kind of just went down the street a little bit, both ways, and just looked.
Now, when your son's outside playing, where does he play out in front of the apartment? Where is he familiar with he's been there for 4 months, right?
Yeah, usually plays in my apartment or go to my parents' house and play in their yard.
Okay. Alright. But as far as Cooper, is he familiar with any besides the one?
I don't think you'd be familiar with Cooper at all, no.
Okay. Alright. So how long do you think you looked for him before you actually called your mom and police? How long did you?
Just a few minutes. I looked, saw he wasn't there, and then as soon as I went outside, I started really panicking that he was in the apartment, and then I called immediately.
Okay. How did you deal with your son last night? Did you guys get into any, were you ever upset with your son at all?
Not at all last night. We had a very good night last night. I read him his 3 stories, and he didn't give me any problems while going to bed.
Has he ever given you any problems at all?
Yeah, sometimes, like, we got into arguments, and, like, there's sometimes I've yelled at him where he's been mad, but nothing to the point where I would ever hurt him.
I'm just trying to get how your relationship with your son is.
Yeah, we have a very good relationship.
When you get in arguments with your son, what kind of arguments do you get into?
It's just like he's not listening. Like, he goes, I'll tell him not to do that, and then he does it. I'll yell, I told him not to do that, that kind of thing.
Does he ever talk back to you?
No. He's actually a pretty well-behaved kid. He usually listens to it.
Okay. Alright. Then you said you read him some stories last night before you went to bed.
Yes.
Okay. How does your son get along with his mother?
They get along very good, too.
Okay. How about your sister and your parents?
He loves them. He always wants to be at their house because for a while that was his house. Me and Sam lived there, and he kind of started growing up in that house. And when we grew up, we went our separate ways, and he started going between houses a lot.
Okay. Alright. Now, has your son ever got any marks or bruises on before? From falling or anything along those lines? Have you ever used
some marks, like we fell in school or be accidents like small, like.
Would you ever slap him in the butt or anything like that if you acted out?
Yes.
Where have you disciplined your son on his body before?
On his butt.
On his butt?
On his butt.
Anywhere else?
There's a few times where I wouldn't actually slap him, so if he comes slap me, I would give a little tap. I wouldn't actually slap him. That wasn't like a spanking thing. But sometimes because I would warn him, like, you don't stop that, I'm going to spank you, and then I would give him the warning, he still did it, and he got spanked, and nothing more than that though.
Okay. Alright, would you ever, so you never struck his face?
I never struck his face, no, I've never hurt him.
What about his back? Have you ever struck his back at all?
No, I've never.
Okay. Now, I want to get your phone real quick. I want to jot down some numbers for your girlfriend and show me who you called the smartest week at the time. Correct, okay? You got anything to ask real quick before I step out?
Just, has your girlfriend met your son?
Yes, she's done it quite a few times.
Yeah.
But she usually doesn't want to come around when he's out.
Okay. And what kind of things does she say in relationship to you? Had mentioned she makes comments, like what types of comments?
She makes comments like, you have a kid with somebody else, and you still talk to her, and that really upsets her, and she'll even make comments sometimes like, I'll even help you pay child support if you don't have to see him anymore, if you just have him with her, like, if we're close to custody or something. She's like, people always work out differently to where you don't have to talk to the ex. And I'm like, this is my situation, and I was like, I have my money for the world, I would never, I don't have any need to do that. And then she would always try to, she would always try to always give me the ultimatum to choose, and I was like, I would never not stop seeing my son. I love my son, and I want it in my life. It's always going to be a part of my life, and I would tell her, if she wants to be a part of my life, then she's going to have to, learn to start liking him.
When was the last time this conversation was?
This weekend.
And what kind of ultimatums did she give you this weekend?
That she was going to leave.
Okay.
But I told her I would,
when did she say she would leave?
This was Friday and Saturday.
And where was the argument taking place?
At my apartment.
And he wasn't around at the time?
No.
He was at Sam's?
No, he was with my parents at that point. Saturday, my mom took him to the zoo.
Okay. What other ultimatums did she ever say? Any other details about?
That's just the gist of it. She would never hurt him or anything. She just doesn't want him in her life. She would just basically say,
I don't get a good feel of, what types of arguments.
She would always just say, I want you in my life, but I don't want him in my life. I'm like, well, he comes with me, he's a part of my life. And that's basically all I say.
She wants you to give him off.
Yeah, but she understands that I'm not willing to do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to get your phone real quick.
Yes.
Obviously, I have to consent for you to look at your phone, so we'll sign that real quick. Alright, just with your call logs and everything, alright? Alright, just give me a second. Can you grab it? Perfect. How did they
I
find
know
it?
that, so please know this.
Wait a minute. Okay. An iPhone 6?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
And how do you spell your last name there?
Creato.
Okay. What's your phone number?
601
Was it?
314
314
1572.
1572. Is there a PIN on there?
No.
Is there a password on there?
Oh yeah, that's 5683.
Who's the carrier on your phone? Verizon? So what it says Verizon right here?
Yeah.
Let me just see real quick. This is for us to look at your phone, okay?
What?
This is for me to look at your phone, okay? I need your consent to look at your phone. Which is there are the time frames when you call me, phone calls, just to verify everything, okay? Alright. I, David Creato, understand my constitutional right to refuse to consent to the search of my property or property which I exercise control without a search warrant. A right to stop the search at any time and a right to be present during the search. All enforcement officers would respect my food and consent to such a search, and anything uncovered by the search would be used as evidence against me on the party. Here I authorize Detective Mike Rhodes and others to conduct a complete search 546-609-314-1572 Verizon. And give this and all this content to the CIA, which in their opinion may be confidential guides in the investigation. I give this consent voluntarily and without threats or promises. So that's true. You can sign right there. Can you put down today is 10/13/15 and the time? At 10:50?
1013.
Yeah, 10/13/15 and the time's 10:50.
I don't know what to do. I knew that's why the other cop was saying that to me, or he was saying that to me.
What?
The way that cop was just like, if you have anything, it's just to come back to you. He was saying that to me, there was a problem.
Realize that a lot of the folks that are around here didn't have the information, okay? And this is just found out, so they do these things all the time, so.
Can you come here, your calls real quick? Okay, so 602, who's birth giver?
So, Mom.
That's your mother?
Yes.
That's, what's your mother's name again?
Lisa.
Lisa? And Julie's your girlfriend?
Yes.
Alright, so you called her 3 times yesterday. Can you click on here real quick? So prior to that.
These are the calls we made right before I went to sleep. Couldn't tell how hard it was on Brendan me and said being broken up. That's why I didn't take into consideration getting back with it for him.
Okay, so you call Sam, and at this point, are you looking for him? What, 602, 603, that's when you notice your son's missing, correct?
Yes.
So 3 minutes go by, when you call 911. In that 3 minutes, what were you doing?
I was talking to my mom.
Okay.
My mom came outside. Or she came over. She drove over really fast.
So 606. Okay, so you're calling Julie 9 times at 10:30?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so after you call 911, you call your mother, correct? 6:55? Call.
I'm going crazy in my head right now. I can't.
I know this is very difficult. There's questions we have to ask you to figure out what happened to your son.
I know.
Okay. This number 609-685-9416, who's that? That's a missed call, do you know?
It's me.
That's okay. And then Sam. Start calling you at 9:30.
And I went to bed after I finished with calling her, trying to call her.
So you tried to call her 9 times?
Mm-hmm.
To 10:30.
I was being jealous because she went to bed and she was talking to this guy at school. I was jealous and I thought it was weird that she was going to bed early, so I could try to call her. And then also I made her Snapchat on there.
So you're jealous of another guy?
Yeah, she was talking to. She said it's just a friend from class, and I was just being jealous, and I kept calling her. That was my reason for that.
Okay.
In looking at, when you get up, obviously he's missing. You've determined, at least in your mind, he's no longer in the house. What did you see as far as the tomb? Is there a door at the top of the steps?
Yes.
How do you think he got up?
If she was to get out, he would just open the door, he would unlock the deadbolt and walk right out.
The door at the top of the steps was locked.
I can't remember if it was locked. I had a feeling it was shut, yes. I had a feeling there was a deadbolt. I can't be certain if I did the deadbolt or not. I don't.
And when you say that you can't be certain if you did the deadbolt, you're talking the door at the top of the
Yeah,
steps.
top of the steps.
And that immediately leads into your living area.
Yes.
The door at the bottom of the steps is a common entryway, or are you the only access?
It's a common entryway to the apartment across the street from me, across the hall from me as well. But I don't think there's anybody living there right now.
Okay. Okay.
So, you said you're sorry.
I just wanted to know, when we talked about these walks, and your son was 3, is that correct? And he was in school, a pre-care type thing. Do you do any other recreational activities outside of there? Do you ever learn how to swim?
I think he did take swimming lessons at the gym with my mom and my sister, but he didn't like it.
Like it was any goes
That was a long time ago, but I didn't like it.
He's 3 now, so how long ago would that have been?
I was like last summer, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Sometime last year.
Okay.
I tried to do like baby swimming lessons, but he really didn't like it. I didn't want to waste the money. It was just torture for him, so I didn't do it.
Is there an area, if when he left the house, that he would be comfortable, the direction he would be comfortable to go? Is he comfortable being outside of the house?
I don't know. I mean, we usually go, when we leave my apartment, we usually just get in my car.
Never just hang out.
We never hang out outside of my apartment, no.
And from your house,
I feel like he does know how to get to my parents from my house. So when we drive, because when we drive, we'll point, be like, this way? I'm like, yeah, this way. And then he always points the direction, he knows I'm going to be going. So that shows me he has a sense of direction.
And from your house, how do you get to your parents?
Drive right down Virginia.
Okay. If you're facing Haddon Avenue, to the right or to the left?
To the right.
You make a right,
Yes.
and then how far?
It's 2 blocks over. Because there's always, my car, I always park it next to my apartment on Cooper, facing Cooper River.
Right.
And every time I leave, I do a K turn out, go on Virginia, and I would turn towards my parents' house.
Okay.
Is your son ever curious outside? Does he ever want to go any places
He's
outside?
a very curious kid. He likes to adventure. He loves adventuring. He's very comfortable with any people. He'll go up to anybody and talk to them.
But just so we're clear, this is the first time your son got.
First time he's ever tried to leave his apartment on his own. First time
What about the previous residents? Is there?
he was younger there, and now he never did.
Now, you said that you called your mom first, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then subsequent thereafter, you called Sam at 6:03, and then for 3 minutes, you called 911. I mean, to me,
No. I called my mom at 6:02. I called 911 immediately after at 6:02. I called
well, I
911.
only have that. It showed 6:06 on the call log.
No, we checked the...
Okay, I'll check it. I'll check it again. So, I mean, how long did you really look for your son before you called police? I mean, I know it's...
Just like minutes. Because I noticed he was in my apartment. It's not in my apartment. I knew something was wrong. I had to call immediately.
Well, I mean, I have a child, and, you know, if he slips out of the house, I don't immediately panic. I look for him. I give it, give it 20, 30 minutes. I look at all the places that I know he goes to before I call.
But he's a 3-year-old. He doesn't believe like this, and I don't think he's going to ever wrong. I knew it'd be weird if he was not in that. This didn't sit right with me that he was not in my apartment when I was looking for him.
Okay.
It really gave me bad anxiety, and I didn't know what to do. And I called my mom, and then I called the police.
Okay. All right. So when the police got there, what did you do next?
I talked to the officers. I walked around, was searching with them a little bit, and they told me I had to stay in the area, and then I kept leaving to go search different places, and they kept saying I gotta stay here, and
Where did you
I stayed there.
Where did you go search?
Just around the block. I went up Cooper this way a little bit, and I went down to my parents' house a little bit. And then I had to use the bathroom, so they told me I couldn't use my apartment bathroom because it was a crime scene, so I had to go to my parents' house. So I went to my parents' house to use the bathroom, and I was walking behind Officer Colucci with the cops, I know. I was walking behind him, and then I went into the house, and I told them they could go in my parents' house and look. And I also followed the search dog for a little bit with the officer. I stayed behind him. He told me I had to stay behind him and not get too close. And I stayed probably like 10 feet behind him. As they were walking, I walked with them for a little bit, and then I went back.
Okay.
Do you have a vehicle?
I do own a vehicle.
What do you have?
I have a Dodge Start, but it's currently not working.
Where is
It's in front of my parents' house. It has an electrical problem that's causing it not to start. I had it at the dealership. They wouldn't fix it because it's not working. So now it's just sitting idle in front of my parents' house. I was using my dad's truck. Because I work with my dad, we go back and forth between using the truck, we usually work together, so...
Did you have your dad's truck last night?
Yes.
Okay, where's your dad's truck at?
It's parked right outside Cooper Street.
I'm sorry. What kind of truck does he have?
It's a Chevy Silverado, 2013, I think.
And it's parked around Cooper?
Yes.
When's the last time that truck was operated?
It was operated last when I went to my parents' house at 8:30 to go pick them up, but they had already
Last
canceled.
night?
Yes.
And that truck was not started since then?
No, it was not. I went there at 8:30 to go to my parents, and then they said, you live here, so I went back to my parents' house, parked it, haven't touched the truck since.
What color is the truck?
Black.
It's 2013?
Yes. I think.
Do you have access to another vehicle?
I mean, my mom and my sister would let me use their vehicles, but I asked them, yeah.
Is that the last vehicle that you operated?
The last vehicle I operated was the truck.
There's not another vehicle that you've actually parked at the apartments where you stay?
No.
there anything that you forgot to tell us that you think's important?
That's about it. I gave you everything I know.
Are you sure you didn't get up at all during the
I
night?
didn't get up at all.
That's really important. I mean, I had everything out there right now.
Like, I'm pretty sure I woke up early in the morning, looked at my phone, and was seeing, like, what was on my phone, just like,
What time is that?
I don't know, it was like probably like right before, like a little before I woke up. I woke up at 6 o'clock. I woke up, had to go to the bathroom, I looked at the phone, I think I checked her Snapchat to see if there's anything on there. So she got a snap from somebody, and I go to put my phone down, like, went and checked it, and
Did you get up, did you tell anyone else that you got up before 6 o'clock, look at your son or check on your son at all?
no, I didn't talk to anybody, nothing. I just woke up at 6 o'clock from work, I was half asleep, and I didn't think there was anything wrong. I was just really confused when I walked out there and it was out there, and I just gave me anxiety.
Okay.
Did you hear anything?
No, I didn't hear anything at all during the night, no.
Nothing.
No. I slept through the night, and no sign of anything. Because usually when he's scared or something, or has a bad dream, he'll come knock on my door and just come lay in bed with me.
So you met Julie on Tinder?
Yes.
Okay. And she's 17?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. And you were concerned that maybe she was seeing somebody else?
I think it's just she's just been talking to a guy who's a friend at school, and I just been getting jealous about it.
Did she say that to you, or how did you find that out?
Because she's brought the guy up, and I was like, reading the rest of it, so I was like, he asked her to come and help in class, and he asked her to take her out to lunch. She said, no, I have a boyfriend, and I know they still talk in class. I was just being jealous. And,
okay, so she told you to ask me out for lunch?
yeah, and she said no.
Did she make it sound like a date, or just like casual?
No, just like we wanted to buy her lunch for helping with the homework assignment, and then
Where's she go to school?
Pace University in New York City.
Pace University?
Yes.
You said she's a class right now?
Yeah.
Where does she live? Is she in PA with her family?
She lives in her dorms out in.
Well, I know she lives in her dorms, but I'm saying, where's her family from?
Peaceable Tredos.
Does she have a secondary residence in Peaceable?
Her parents live in
Okay,
it.
I just want to clarify that, okay.
But she mostly stays with me on the weekends when she comes back. So we'll usually come down Thursday night and then stay in my apartment Friday while I'm at work and then hang out on the weekends.
Now, is your son home when she's there?
No,
Is there any reason why your son's not there?
because he's at daycare Friday.
Okay, but through the weekend, I'm talking about the weekend.
During the weekend, he'd either be with me or with Sam or my parents.
How does Julie feel about your son?
She's not that she doesn't like him. She doesn't like kids, and she doesn't like that I had to go to somebody else, and she doesn't want to be a part of that, being a family, and she doesn't want it in her life.
Okay. What does she specifically say? Like, I don't like kids, why do you have a son, or like, I can't deal with this? I mean, how does that conversation?
And she's usually really upset about it. I'm like, I'm sorry, what do you want me to do about it? It's not my fault. She's like, it's not that I'm mad at you, it's your situation that I hate. She always says she hates my situation, and that general thing. It's almost been breaking myself because she knows I'm always going to have, like, I would always have him in my life, and I wouldn't get rid of him for her, and it's always been a situation.
Okay.
But she wouldn't come down here and hurt him, or she wouldn't do anything. Like, she just didn't like my situation. She would leave me if she felt like it was something that was...
What makes you think your son got hurt?
Because I don't see him just walking out the door and just leaving and going all the way down to Cooper. That sounds so unlikely to me. The fact that he ended up down to Cooper is blowing my mind. Like, I don't understand. For one, it's out of character for him to leave my apartment. For two, for him to end up down there, it doesn't add up in my head. I don't understand, and I feel like that's where there's something wrong. I feel like maybe somebody could have came in my apartment. I don't understand.
Someone came into your apartment?
It's possible. I'm saying it's not impossible. Like, it could have happened, and I wouldn't know. So like I showed the other cops, I didn't break into that place.
You said your mom locked the bottom lock, correct?
Yeah, but also that bottom door, if you don't close it all the way, it won't, like, you just pull and it'll open, and it's also really easy to break into that door with that box. All you do is push something in where the hinge, or the thing goes into the door, and it just pops it open.
step outside the way, and just go address this one issue. Okay, so we're ordered, you good for right now? Just give me 1 second.
You just pass these.
During the course of that statement, do you recall the time in the statement when you were speaking with the defendant? When you were speaking with the defendant, you were asking him about times when he might take his son to Cooper River. When you did that, you had him draw on a map, correct, to show you the area where he would take his son?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to hand you what's been marked for identification as exhibit number 177. Do you recognize that document?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us what it is.
It's a Google map that was printed on Detective Quinn, and it shows the Cooper River in relation to where the defendant's apartment is.
Okay, and where did he note his apartment on that document?
Off the page, that didn't actually cover where his apartment was.
Okay, the apartment was too far off the map.
It was about 2 blocks further.
And how did he mark that on the map?
He put an X next to it.
Okay. And looking at that document now, does it look like it did at the time when you were using it with the defendant when you took his statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just that I would move State's Exhibit 177 into evidence.
Let me just see what I'm seeing. Okay.
No objection, on S-177 be made.
And, come up on the screen. Is there on the screen, we can close that size thing and make it bigger, or is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't vote. That's it? Okay, thanks. Detective, I'm going to ask you to direct your attention. This is the raft that I'm sorry, who wrote on that paper?
The defendant.
Okay. And when he wrote that, he was showing you the places where he said he would take his son on the 1 or 2 times when he was in the Cooper River, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and the route that he drew there, that's directly down Cooper Street, correct? I don't know if the jury can read that, but this street is Cooper Street, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And at the time when, I believe it was you asked him to mark the location of his apartment on this map, you said that he made an X. Would that be this X back here?
Yes, ma'am.
And although we didn't see it in the statement, there's another X up here. Can you tell me what that X represents?
Yes, that's where he was over the weekend with Julie.
Okay. And what else is in that location where that X is?
Yes, that's where we located his son's body.
So based on what the defendant told you, he had never been with his son down at this location at Cooper Park, correct?
That's correct.
Headlights, please. Detective, I want to ask you just a couple of questions about the layout again at the Patton Township Police Department.
Sure.
Obviously, you were in an interview room when you took the statement, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there another room that you have to walk through to get to that interview room?
Yes, there's a detective bureau that contains 4 desks and an evidence room adjacent to the interview room.
Is the detective's room also secured with a door that's similar to the door that secures the interview room?
Yeah, it's a secure facility.
So in your experience in being in that interview room, if you're sitting there, can you hear someone coming?
Yes.
Once the defendant agreed to the search of his phone, what did you do with it?
I went and advised him that we were going to have a forensic extraction and he was okay with that.
Okay, what's a forensic extraction?
A
forensic extraction is conducted by the high-tech crimes unit. They have software that can actually extract the data from the phone.
So did you send the phone back to the Camden County Prosecutor's Office?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and was the data from the phone extracted there?
Yes, it was.
And to your knowledge, was that extraction process going on while you continued to speak with the defendant?
Yes, it was.
Now, while you were speaking with the defendant, were you making observations with regard to his appearance and his demeanor?
Yes, I was.
And what kinds of things were you looking for?
This is the best evidence. This is just on this room.
I'm going to allow questions.
At times, he's very calm. I also observe his clothing.
Okay.
And specifically his clothing, I want to see if there's any blood or anything on his shoes or hands to indicate that he was employed.
Did you see anything like that?
No, I did not.
What did you do when you were done speaking with the defendant during this first part of his statement?
After I was done, I advised him I needed to notify additional family members, especially Samantha and the remaining family.
So where did you go?
I initially went to the annex building where I thought everybody was, and the annex building is across the parking lot where additional administrative offices are. And inside the annex building, there's a conference room where the rest of the family had gathered.
And who was in there?
I believe both sides of the family, including grandparents.
Approximately how many people were in there?
I believe over a dozen people.
Did you have an opportunity, and did they appear to you to be the Creato side of the family?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to speak with them and make notification to them at that time?
Yes, I made notification. I spoke to them briefly.
All right. After you spoke with the defendant's family, were you able to ascertain the location of Samantha Donato?
Yes, ma'am. I was notified that she was actually upstairs on the third floor of the Hand Township Municipal Building with court team members.
Okay, so she was back in the main building where the police station is in the basement?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall which CART detectives were with her?
Detective Deacon and Detective Sonnies.
Did you make notification to Sam at that time?
Yes, I did.
What did you tell her?
I told her that we got her son dead in the woods.
Did you also ask her if she would be willing to give you a statement and provide you with some information?
Yes, I did.
Did she agree to do that at that time?
Yes, she did.
So you had an opportunity to interview Samantha Donato after you interviewed the defendant, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you speak with Sam?
In the same interview that I spoke with the defendant.
Did you advise Sam of her constitutional rights?
No.
And to your knowledge, actually, Your Honor, if I might put something on the record, I'm sorry. Because we were having some difficulties in the beginning, we did miss the very beginning of the defendant's statement, wherein his phone was handed out the door. I'll probably want to replay that. Maybe after lunch we'll cue it up. It was just about 3 minutes, but with regard to Sam, to your knowledge, did CART detectives take her cell phone from her?
Yes, they took her phone.
And why is that done?
They didn't want her to get notified by family members or the media because there's a huge media contingent at that point, and they just wanted the lead detective to notify her.
So after you were finished speaking with Sam, who did you contact next?
After I spoke with Sam, I contacted the defendant's girlfriend,
And what was her name?
Julia Stensky,
How did you get her contact information?
from the defendant.
And when you spoke with Ms. Stensky, what did you ask her to do?
I asked her to come down to Hand Township to speak to us in reference to Project Creato.
Did she agree to come down and give a statement?
Yes, she did after class.
And do you know where she was when you were speaking with her?
She was at Pace University.
That's located in Manhattan.
Yes, ma'am.
And what arrangements were made to have for her transportation from New York City down to Haddon Township?
We had two detectives, Detective Sutton and Detective Hopkins, transport her from the Hamilton train station.
Okay, so she took the train into New Jersey?
Yes, ma'am.
At some point during that afternoon, and while you were waiting for Ms. Stensky to arrive, did you have another conversation with the defendant?
Yes, I did.
And during that conversation, did you ask him for his consent to collect a buccal swab from him?
Yes, I did.
Why did you want to collect the buccal swab from him?
Sergeant King advised me that there was two cigarette butts found in the park One was actually located in the open field, and one was located towards the water.
Let me stop you right there. When you say the water, you're referring to the creek or to the Cooper River?
It's the Cooper River.
Okay. Did he give you any other information?
As far as
The condition of the cigarette box?
yes, they appear to be fresh.
And tell us, what is the buccal swab used for?
It's for routine day.
Did you execute a written consent form with the defendant for the collection of a buccal swab?
Yes, ma'am.
Legislative States Exhibit 162, good. And approach the witness.
You may.
Do you recognize this document?
Yes, I do.
And can you tell us what it is?
It's a consent to body exemplars at the prosecutor's office. It's a consent form that we have individuals sign when we require DNA.
Okay, and the defendant did agree to give you a DNA sample, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And his signature is on there,
Yes, ma'am.
and your signature is on there,
That's correct.
and it's dated.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the date?
October 13th,
And what's the time?
I believe it says 2:07 p.m.
Judge, I would move that into evidence.
Objection, counsel. No objection.
And the content of this is similar to all the other consent forms that you testified about, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you tell us what the process is for collecting a buccal swab from someone?
Sure, we use a cotton swab applicator, and we will have the individual swab the inside of their mouth about 10 to 15 times on the left and right side of the cheek and roll it underneath their tongue. And then we use latex gloves and place the item in evidence.
And what kind of cells are you collecting in the mouth?
Spit, saliva.
Now, at some point while you were having a second conversation with the defendant, were you advised that Julia Stensky had arrived at the Haddon Township Police Department?
Yes, I was.
And did you have an opportunity to speak with her at that time?
Yes, I did.
Where did you speak with her?
I spoke to the same interview room that I spoke with the defendant prior.
So was that statement recorded?
Yes, ma'am.
And what time did you begin speaking with Julia Stensky?
Approximately 4 p.m.
Did you advise Julia Stensky of her Miranda rights?
No, I did not.
Approximately how long was her statement?
It was approximately an hour.
Did you ask Ms. Stensky to provide you with any samples?
Yes, I did.
What were you looking for?
DNA.
Did she agree to provide you with a buccal swab?
Yes, she did.
Okay, and again, did she provide her consent to the collection of that sample in writing?
Yes, she did.
Okay, no, I'm not going to do that. Judge, counsel's just indicated he would stipulate to Ms. Stensky's consent to collection of her buccal swab, so I'm just going to move that in evidence.
Right, well, that stipulation will be in evidence.
Thank you. And after she consented to that, did you collect the buccal swab from Ms. Stensky?
Yes, I did.
Right, so if Ms. Stensky's, I believe you indicated her statement was approximately an hour, so we should be at about 5 o'clock when approaching 5 p.m. on Tuesday evening. When you finished speaking with her, what did you do next?
After we finished speaking with Julia, we spoke with the defendant.
Before you do that, did you have an opportunity to review any documents?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you review?
We reviewed the forensic extraction off of the defendant's stuff.
And where did you get that report?
It was extracted by Detective Scully. It was transported back to the Haddon Township Police Department, as well as his phone.
And based on, so you took a few minutes to review the report, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there anything in particular that caught your attention at the very first review of that report?
Yes, there was a photograph taken at approximately 6:32 p.m. on October 11th, which is Sunday, and that was approximately 36 hours prior to finding the Sunday.
I'm going to have to ask you to keep your voice up. Every
Sure.
time the system kicks on, you're hard to hear.
Sorry.
What was it that caught your attention?
There was a photograph that we located on the phone, and that was at 6:32 p.m. on October 11th. That was a Sunday, and it was 36 hours prior to when we recovered Brendan's body.
And what was it about that photograph, other than the time stamp on it, that caught your attention?
There was a GPS stamp on the photograph,
What's a GPS stamp?
latitude and longitude.
So what did you do once you saw the latitude and longitude information?
We punched the latitude and longitude into Google Maps, which generated a position on the map.
Okay, and where did it, when you were looking at the Google map, where did it appear that that photograph had been taken?
It was in close proximity to where the Creato was found.
How close?
Probably within 15 yards.
What is it a photograph of?
It's a photograph of the water, and in the distance it looks like there's a bird in the background. It's hard to make out what kind of bird it is.
When you conducted this first review, I assume it was a quick review of the phone extraction report?
Yeah, it was maybe 20 minutes.
Okay, was there anything else that caught your attention initially when you looked at it?
Yes, we observed Snapchat activity in the and we pulled up the timeline of the phone, which shows you all the activity from the phone, from call logs and text messages, Facebook and Snapchat. And the last Snapchat activity was at 1:27 in the morning.
And did that fact, was that significant to you for any reason?
Yes, ma'am.
Why is that?
It contradicted the defense statement.
What time, in what way did it contradict what he told you?
He advised
I object. This is an appropriate question. He's asking the witness to give an opinion as to how evidence contradicts other evidence. That's certainly the purview of the jury to make that determination, not contradict.
Rephrase the question, please.
Judge, the question was, I believe the question was, why did it catch his attention? And he thought it was inconsistent. I don't think that's improper.
The question was, how was it inconsistent?
I think that was the follow-up question. That's what I guess to rephrase.
When you saw that on his phone, did it give you a specific recollection of anything he had said to you in his statement?
Yes, it did.
And which portion of his statement came to mind?
That he went to bed at 10 p.m.
Judge, can I have just a moment?
Yes.
Recess. We're going to take a moment, but if the moment's over, it'll probably be lunch. So
Okay, Judge.
why don't we just break for lunch at this point in time? We just about reached 12:30, as you know that. It's our lunch recess. We're going to break for lunch. Remember my admonition, we've discussed the case, then we're going to put this to all jurors, we're going to do research. Again, we've heard from the testimony, there's curiosity, there's all something, that's something. And at the end of the day, all the jurors have to do the same testimony. Back at 1:30.
Please rise.
Can I play something on the record, Judge? The issue I wanted to discuss with Mr. Ficino was simply that, as he knows, as the court is aware, we have some experts that are going to be testifying in his case, so I don't intend to go into the entire contents of his phone report, obviously, with Detective Rhodes, but I just wanted to let him know that when I am done with his direct, I was going to leave it subject to recall and technical on phone issues that we're not going to cover at all right now, to make sure that was okay and acceptable with him.
Then with that, we'll have a break for lunch. See everybody back at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.